Hi folks, welcome back and thank you so much for joining. I haven't given you folks a tour of the stuff that I've been growing around me while I've been talking about the greenhouse build. And other than the short video I did on the strawberries, I haven't really let you guys see what's going on. So let's take a quick tour today of what I've got growing on here. This project's main goal is to develop a process for growing food in the winter. So some of the systems that I'm putting inside here are going to be able to provide food in any environment, including a desert. So it's going to be passive heating and passive cooling. It's going to be a water conserving operation here. You can pick this thing up and you can set it down anywhere. So my design should be able to translate to anyone, anywhere. I'm in 6B and I am developing a system here that I can move my grow zone to like a 10B in California. So this should work there. And conversely, you should be able to move from a very hot, arid zone that can't produce anything without some sort of help. You can plug in there. Mostly this is an experiment as to what I could grow, what might grow well, and things like that in a greenhouse setting, because the point of this is a vertical greenhouse, of course, but most vertical greenhouses, they concentrate on lettuce and microgreens. Some do a few herbs, things like that. But folks, I'm a man, I can only eat so much grass. So the experiment here is to see what kind of diversity I can develop inside here in a small space. For folks of you that are here, just they're thinking about doing a greenhouse for their own use or perhaps a farmers market settings. Well, you may have interest in some of the things that I'm growing here as well. So I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that I've grown and briefly touch on some of the mistakes that I've made along the way in general, not anything specific really. So a lot is going here, so I've got a good amount of vegetables and flowers, a good mix here. And for the most part, the mistakes have been starting things too late or too early. Watering became an issue on some of the things. Some of the plants that I chose, sunflowers in particular, they require a lot of water. So in going in, you have to think about being able to supply a lot of water to what you're growing in the greenhouse. Now, I don't particularly want to use tap water here. My goal is to, of course, rely on strictly rainwater and what I can collect for the most part, using only tap water in emergencies. So I've been successful with the rainwater collection only part 100%. So what I have in here is cruising very well with the amount of rainwater that I can collect. Summer's not finished yet, so we may update that later. Now, for those of you that might be interested in doing this for market gardens, farmers markets and things like that, it's difficult to pack enough in here to really make any money. Big box stores pretty much have you tied up when it comes to that. Lettuce, tomatoes, peppers, and many of the most popular flowers are going to be already just exploding in the big box stores. I suggest, if you're doing the farmers market thing, is to find a niche, things that they are not doing. And then what I have found out is they're not doing strawberries in my area, so or berries at all for that matter. So that would be something that I can work with here, as well as the fact that I don't think I want to use the yard sale farmers market route. I'm going to be growing mostly for a few lucky friends and a few lucky restaurants in the area. Water conservation and passive cooling, you should be successful there. Talked quite a bit about the strawberries here, and today they get watered, and they haven't had water since I made the video about a week ago. So they do well with a good strong water, and then to let them completely dry out before you water them again. I'm convinced. Got a good many vegetables here, and I've more than a little overproduced in some of these. Some of these will also go into the beginnings of the winter garden here, and here is the new crop, because what I've planted now will soon be producing all summer, and then these will hopefully be able to mature in the winter months inside the greenhouse. Although I've started them in the summer right here, and I will continue to succession planting as I go along. It makes sense to use daylight when you have it, and the tomatoes have really benefited from this rack system that I have. They've benefited from the indirect sun, and very strong and ready to go up. And I'll select a couple of these, and I have a couple going already to go into the winter garden. Some peppers. I'll keep pretty much all of the spices. And even though the flowers are really standing out, I will abandon all of the flowers. I've seen a couple empty planters in the neighborhood that will benefit from that, so they'll go to good homes. So, and more peppers, and more of that cilantro went crazy. So cilantro, it's going to be very interesting come wintertime production. It's a very nice herb. The dill. Whew. The dill likes the racks. They like a little bit of indirect sunlight, and I rotate these so they do have their days in the sun. So it's just as much about your management skills as it is the system itself. So you can only build so much into it. So proper management. Correct planting times, good soil, plenty of water, and I'm trying to turn him, but he's, I should try to get him on camera. There we are. So, and still one more. I think I briefly mentioned about the strawberries. The blueberries and the blackberries. They're growing back here, and they have from high noon to late evening in this part of the greenhouse. And at high noon, they are shaded. So they have from a little bit of a touch of early morning, and then from midday to late afternoon, they are shaded. And then they get evening sun. They seem to be thriving in that. I checked, and a few of them are beginning to generate new shoots, so that's a very good sign. And those new shoots are going to become starts for new blueberry plants and blackberry plants. And, I don't have any runners yet on any of the blackberry plants. But that's the goal, is to take runners from them once they get bigger. And I had the blackberry plants moved over here. Now these right here, these are the salvias. I planted red, white, and blue salvia. They're coming up far too late. So this is where I made a mistake in planting too late. So you'll want to consult a grower's guide for that. And I had the information in front of me, but then I think I probably watched the wrong YouTube video when it comes to planting time. I would say go with what's written on the package. Anyway, so here's the blackberries, and I think there's 3 different varieties, a couple of each. Sweetie pie. That's a sweetie pie. Sweetie pie. Oh no, they're all sweetie pie. At least this group is. Thought I had more, but the blackberries they haven't produced any runners yet. So, but they are really starting to grow now, and they get full sun. So. These are some of the older tomato plants, and they were started in the dead of winter, and they didn't really get a good start. The lighting that I had at that time really suffered. So, but they're growing now. They're going to be late, and they hopefully out here in the greenhouse they will continue to produce well into the winter. I have a combination of San Marzano and a cherry tomato. And he thought it was all over with, so he gave me one. But he realizes now that he's back outside, so I think he's picking back up. And there's a little San Marzano starting there. So, they're in sad shape now, but give them a year. So I'll be clearing out a good many of this, most of the flowers, thinning down the vegetable starts that I have, and repotting what I do have into 5-gallon pots, the peppers and tomatoes. These blueberries are doing fine right now. There's no need to put them in a bigger pot right now. I've always been a fan of putting the plant in a smaller pot to force root production before I repot, and then let it go from there. I got a spot picked up for you. Well, thank you so much for coming along my little walkabout tour here. I've enjoyed growing these, and I hope you've gotten something from this, and that you've enjoyed watching this progress. And if you do, please give a like and a comment. And if you don't like it, well, please give a like and comment. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. And I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and bye-bye now. I discussed perhaps finding a niche. So something like this. A tomato plant will get you $1.49 at a farmer's market, and if you take a little time, and something like this will get you over 20. I think it's a better use of your time. So, well, it's a higher rate of return. We all need tomato plants. Okay, bye-bye now. I didn't step on him, but appears to have lost a battle maybe with another species of wasp. I've got the big yellow jackets around here, so pretty much rule the roost.